Welcome back to the Blue Way Talk Show with your host, Duane Bluestein, and Miss Shelley Marie. Okay.
I'm a bing.
Bing? Is that what it is? With the,
on the tooth?
Yeah.
Sorry.
What is that commercial?
I don't know.
Some gum Orbits.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Dirty
Orbits.
mouth?
Yeah, dirty mouth.
Clean it up.
Orbits.
That is so me.
You got a dirty mouth?
Yeah, I'm always dropping the bomb. That's
Yeah,
why we got so much
already
money in the kitty. Yeah.
In the
Sorry,
kitty.
y'all.
We are going to sports enhancement drugs. Performance enhancement drugs.
Gotcha.
Performance enhancement drugs. And I'm talking about this now is because we're going into these high schools. We're going into high schools. And like I went to Chaparral High School, and hold on. I went to Chaparral High School, and I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know anything about performance enhancing drugs, but there were steroids prevalent there because they were able to pay for it, but I didn't know anything about that. So I see all these articles in high school.
I'm so naive, I guess.
In high school. So I am seeing these articles come out now. And there is a lot going around with A-Rod, the baseball player.
The baseball player.
You have Ryan Braun, the baseball player. Major League Baseball is coming down really hard on these athletes that are using performance enhancing drugs. And the NFL is also. Everybody's coming down. You know, all of Lance Armstrong and all those different types of people that are having this.
You know, okay, so I'm just going to interrupt. First of all, I don't know where you're going with this, but we're going to continue. But I'm going to interject and say, I don't think it's fair that they get all of their awards and not necessarily sponsorships, but awards and deals and whatever records and all of that. They get them, they remove them.
Right.
But I think if you do background on these people, everybody knew they were doing these drugs.
Until you got caught.
So I don't think, do we all get one of those? We all go to timeout?
Well, here's my issue with it. Performance enhancing drugs, there's a lot of people that use them.
Right.
You know, some people are smarter than others. Some people have the better doctors.
But they're doing it. So how smart are they?
They're, okay, what I feel that they're doing it for is to, look, baseball players play 162 games. Basketball players play 82 games.
That's a lot of games.
NFL players play 16 games, but it's a train wreck.
Right, all day.
Every single play.
All day, right.
Your body breaks down.
Okay.
Performance enhancing drugs doesn't give you the ability to see the ball quicker.
Right.
It doesn't make you...
Does it make you faster and stronger?
It does make you faster and stronger. But so does weightlifting. But
right.
But if you look at Terrell Owens sleeps in a chamber, just like Michael Jackson used to sleep in a chamber. But it made their bones, recover faster.
Okay.
And
that's amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it is. These guys are so in tune to winning that they figure out an edge to win. And they're still working. Now, they're just not injecting these and then they wake up and say, all right, I injected, I don't have to work out today. They still have to work out.
So not only are you getting naturally strong, now you're on that super.
Yes. So you're on that super. And sometimes that super makes them go sideways and crazy and things.
Right, and be shooting people and burying them in the back of the house and then doing all that stuff.
Well, that's murder and bad. Go to jail.
We don't know what kind of... And go.
The question that I have is, and this is what bothers me. Now, it looks like A-Rod's going to be banned from Major League Baseball. I mean, they are really trying to fight him because they don't want to pay him. I mean, I think he's going to lose like $125 million.
I don't understand that. How do you do that? How do you take $125 million off of work that I've already done? Well, now, moving forward, if you want to ban somebody, okay, I get that.
You signed a contract. And because this contract's through 2017.
I don't know.
Now, baseball has guaranteed contracts, but this is not the first time A-Rod has been caught with performance enhancing drugs. This is the second time. So they're like,
so he driving dirty.
Come on now.
I got you.
Yeah, come on. This doesn't make any sense.
You should know better.
You see track stars.
Yeah, Mary Jones. She's been in the news lately too.
She went to jail.
Yep, she sure did.
She went to jail. Barry Bonds, and I love Barry. I did a poker tournament for Barry Bonds. But if you look at Barry Bonds when he was with Pittsburgh to Barry Bonds when he was with the Giants, the brother's head got big. body got big. I mean,
Like
Barry Bonds was my size
right
when he played at ASU.
He's
ASU. Sorry. When he played at ASU, Sun Devil.
Scum Devil.
Yeah. See, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. So when he played at ASU, he 6'2", 6'3", 185. He finished 6'3", 6'4", larger head.
Yeah.
225, 235, swollen.
Senator, I did not do that.
But he made sure that like I tell everybody, shut up and sit still.
Just sit down and be still. But I'm just sorry. So it goes back to my original question: is so many people knew A-Rod second time getting caught anyways. Mm-hmm. At what point do you start looking at what the blind eye in that segment
but
is?
Everybody turns a blind eye.
Right.
Because
so then
they need to fill up the stands.
Right. But when you start snitching on people, and snitches get stitches every time. But I'm just saying, if once you go to pointing fingers out and naming all of the people that affiliated or knew about it, do they go back and they get some type of punishment? Or
I mean, you can get jail time.
But are they doing that though? That's my question. Is the bright light so focused on these athletes and entertainers?
Okay, I mean, glad you just said entertainers. Yes. Now, the NFL, basketball, baseball and football are really high up there on performance enhancing drugs.
Right.
And we really look at them and we pay attention and we stare at them. Why we let entertainers get off with doing drugs and out there doing drugs, and we allow them to still think it's okay to do drugs?
First of all, there's no drug that makes you perform better. There's not. You can wild out, you can be crazy, you can be pissy drunk. You can be a lot of things, but it doesn't make you sing any better. It doesn't make you rap any better.
But it doesn't make them be able to see. If you got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball coming at you, performance-enhancing drug does not make you see that ball and hit that ball. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't. So again, that drinking and the weed and all that kind of stuff for an entertainer might not make them sing better, but taking performance enhancing drugs, it rebuilds their bodies back quicker. So if they play 3, 4, 5 games in a row, your body starts to break down.
I understand that, and I agree. I think if that's not used to enhance performance and it's used to rebuild bones and muscles and things of that nature, then there's that line in the sand. At what point do you say, okay, this is enough in your system, or this is enough in your system?
Okay.
If that's truly what it's being used for. It sounds like they're trying to be Incredible Hulk. I don't know.
But it's getting to our kids. It's getting to the high school level, and they have stories now that it's getting to.
Thing it's driving me a little insane.
Well, I mean, at the high school levels right now, they are recruiting kids in the 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, immediately. And these kids are like, hey, I need to look like that. I need to be that. I need to get that edge.
And then we go back to the role models and younger and mentoring. But we have people that are role models and mentoring that believe that this is what you have to do to get ahead, to get to the next level.
To get ahead. I just feel bad that performance enhancing drugs in sports is bad, and I know it's bad, and it needs to be cleaned up. But I really think that our entertainers need to be cleaned up also.
I agree, but it's on a different level. I think when you're thinking of sports, you're thinking of what's fair. In the entertainment world, rapping, singing, art, whatever,
there's no competition.
There's no competition. There?
There is competition.
But there's not a drug that says, "Ooh, if there was a drug to make me sing better, I don't know, I might take it. I don't know."
Right.
But there's no such thing. They're taking.
But there is a drug to keep them up, to keep them in the studios, to keep it going, to keep their. I gotta go. I gotta stay up, and I gotta keep.
Touche.
I gotta keep this, energy level going.
That's a good point.
And if I can, you like that?
Yeah, I'll give you some on that.
All right, thank you. So, I believe that we need to figure out a balance, because I'm really tired of we bashing our athletes, and I have a really hard time with dealing with all that's going on, and we say, all right, that athlete was bad, and brushing them under the rug. Right. But like the Ryan Braun, he still got his money.
Right.
He said, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And they said, okay, you didn't do it. He signed a big contract, and then it came out this year.
Yeah, you
I
did
it.
So, if I was to do it, let me write a book about it.
Right. So that's where I want to be able to balance it out, and I just think that we need to come as a collective group to say, all right, because it's going to start. If it's in the high schools, then it's going to start getting younger. And it's starting getting younger.
I mean, it's gonna. I think high school, unless I'm just living under a rock somewhere in Awatuki, I think high school is probably the youngest because that's really. Well, no, that's not fair either because you have a lot of little league baseball players that's hitting that ball, and I'm like
AAU kids. I mean, you have little kids. I mean, LeBron James was being recruited when he was 7, 8, 9 years old.
Clearly, I need to get my kids in some sports.
Are we going to talk about that again?
I do. Anybody know any good sports team? I have a boy and a girl.
Yes.
7 and 5.
Yes.
No?
That's what we... Yes.
I'm just saying.
We won't go
They don't want to take no drugs.
They
just want to play.
I think it sounded like she was trying to shoot the babies up. I need to get them involved in sports. If we can get drugs early...
Oh, come on.
No drugs for the babies.
No drugs. We're gonna stick
sports.
With little. Sports.
And I think that if we can get back, but also our coaches that are teaching these kids are like, this is how I did it, and this is how I had my edge, and this is how I got over. And I wish that we can say, okay, let's get back to just the basic fundamentals of the sport, and let's do it right. But I also want to do exactly the same thing with the entertainment.
Well, you know what? Started from the bottom. Now we're here. You can't start. You can't go from the top down. Unfortunately, you can't. They're too tainted. This is going to get me in trouble. They're all tainted. There's a select few that are. To be politically correct, I don't want to say they all, but it's going to start from the bottom up, from a younger generation to and onward and upward.
So who goes back to fix that?
I don't know, good people, good coaches, people with good heart, morals.
But if the coaches are bad, who holds the coaches accountable?
Yeah.
Because if the coaches are bad and they're teaching our kids the wrong way, and we keep filtering this down and saying we have to do this, and we talk to, when I talk to musicians are the same way. They have to perform and get this out. I use, forgive me because I use CC all the time, but she has been to South Africa, Amsterdam. Now she's in Chicago. I mean, she's traveling everywhere. Your body starts to break down. Going up in the air and coming down.
Right now, it's like you need to double up on your vitamin C. Like seriously.
And that's where she might double up on her vitamin C, but somebody else might be taking a drug to keep that energy level going.
I have you.
But they don't hold those entertainers that way. Elvis, entertainers that have died from overdoses. Whitney Houston.
I mean, we just talked about the little boy from Glee. He was on heroin and alcohol
and because he's trying to stay up and trying to compete because he doesn't want to lose his spot.
You're right.
Everybody doesn't want to lose their spot. So it's not just about sports. It's about entertainment.
And this is where I'm going to go to you viewers. I know there's a lot of people that have been chiming in that, especially when we talked about college athletes being paid and things of that nature. So we know there's some sports fans out there that are watching. Please go to Facebook and let us know what you think. Like, where do you think it starts from? How do we correct the problem, or how do we even identify the problem?
When you're saying we, like we gonna go out and do it?
We what?
You said we.
Did I?
So
we got to start somewhere. Us collectively as a people. It takes a village.
It takes a village. It does take a village.
I'm part of the village.
Okay.
I got that little African dance from Coming to America. I got the whole routine. I do. I do.
You love that movie. Performance enhancing drugs, bad. I understand. I get it. Entertainers, I'm upset if you're using coke, whatever, to stay up, or looking at Snoop smoking weed all day. That's not a good thing either.
That is not a good thing. It is such a bad.
So, kids, if you're watching, even though this is PG-13, we want to try to eliminate
PG-13.
Yeah,
even with PG-13. Don't get it twisted. You're not supposed to sit around and just be blazed out of your mind all day. You will be not productive, and not productive. Like, and it's not cute. I don't care what anybody says. It's not sexy.
Performance enhancing drugs, not necessary. You're on with Duane Bluestein and Miss Shelley Marie on the Blue Wave. We'll be back shortly.